What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski and I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video we're going to be playing through all of the 5 stages of COLISEUM BYRNNDI World. Now remember guys, these are the teams that I used in order to beat it, so not everyone is going to have the exact same units as me, but I just provide these videos for you guys to show you guys the teams that I used in order to beat it, and hopefully you guys can get a little bit of information about each of the stages in this video. But hopefully you do go on to enjoy it, and if you guys do, make sure to smack the like button down below. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Round 1 of the BYRNNDI World COLISEUM is going to be against the Funk Brothers. Now, the Funk Brothers have just over 1 million health, and they'll attack every 2 turns for 7,600 damage. Now, they don't have a preemptive attack, but if they get below 30% health, then they will deal 20,000 damage to your crew. Now, another thing to note is that when you actually kill the Funk Brothers, the specific unit that killed the Funk Brothers will have the adjacent characters of that unit will be blown away. So I end up killing it with the Captain Mihawk, meaning that the friend Captain Mihawk and the Doflamingo, who are adjacent to that Mihawk, will get blown away, and he will also fully revive. So that is just something for you guys to note, to be very, very cautious of. He only has 1 million health though, so he is reasonably easy to take down. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the second stage of BYRNNDI World COLISEUM. Round number 2 will be against Strongworld Frankie. Now, Frankie has 4.2 million health and attacks every 3 turns for 15,000 damage, nearly 16,000. And his preemptive attack will make it so that he'll randomize your orbs, which can include Bother and Bomb orbs. Also, something to note as well is that he has a delay invalid for 10 turns, and his defense gets increased to 190,000 for 3 turns, and he doesn't do anything under 20%, so you can take your time trying to take out this Frankie. So a double NL team will actually be pretty good with some damage reducers to take on this Frankie. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in round number 3. Round number 3 will be against King Du. Now, King Du has 8 million health, and he'll attack every 2 turns on the first turn, or every single turn afterwards, for about 7,000 damage. Now, every odd turn, he will make it so that you are blinded for 2 turns, and basically, after a certain HP threshold, he does more and more damage, and if you get him under 20%, he does 150,000 damage. So, a zombie team will have no issues whatsoever clearing this specific stage of the COLISEUM. But I'll see you guys on the 4th round of the COLISEUM. Moving on to the 4th round of COLISEUM BYRNNDI World is going to be against Bola Hancock. Now, Boa has 3.82 million health and attacks every turn for 4,800. However, after the 2nd turn, she will actually increase her attack by a significant amount for 2 turns. So make sure to, make sure that you bring maybe some damage reducers if you really, really need to. And also something to note as well is that her preemptive attack will go ahead and change all your orbs to negative. She will also make it so that one unit that is not your captain gets chained for 10 turns, and she'll also lock your chain multiplier at 2 times for 98 turns. So she is actually like one of the more annoying COLISEUM stages of this batch. She is quite difficult to deal with. She doesn't actually do anything under 20%, so that is actually kind of nice. So you can get her as low as possible, and she still won't do any, like major KO effects. Also, something to note is that every odd turn, so like turn 1, turn 3, turn 5, etc., she will also remove all special effects. So if you have a special that will give you a type boost or an orb boost or whatever for multiple turns, then that's something to note, that use it straight after she removes all buffs, otherwise you're only going to get it for 1 turn. So that is something to note as well. But this team that I do use is not really the most optimal team, but it does do it anyways. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the last stage against BYRNNDI World. And now we move on to the final stage against BYRNNDI World. Now, with this specific COLISEUM, every single stage actually has a miniature boss on it. So that is something to take note of, that this is actually probably one of the more difficult Coliseums. So yeah, you're not going to see too many, you know, free-to-play teams be able to beat this unless it is zombie-related, because this is a very, very difficult Coliseum. So, on stage 1, we have Sebastian. Now, Sebastian has 410,000 health, and he'll attack every 2 turns for about 7,000 damage. Now, he actually doesn't do anything, but when you kill him, he will then paralyze for 3 turns. I think it's something related to the characters, the same attribute characters that killed him. So if you kill him with a Dex character, all Dex characters on your team get paralyzed for 3 turns, and that's 100% paralysis, so they cannot hit through that. Also, he cuts your health by 70% as well, so that's also something to know. And then this is also the prime opportunity to get as much stall as possible against the Daimyo Turtle. On the second room of this last dungeon, you are against Nightin, who is the female doctor character of 3D2Y, and she has 395,000 health, and she'll attack every turn for about 4,000 damage. Now, her preemptive will make it so that your captain and your bottom left unit get a bomb orb, and then everyone else will get a meat orb. So it's a great opportunity to go ahead and try and heal as much as possible. Also, if you get her below 20%, she will have the resilience debuff, which means that you can't kill her for 3 turns unless you use a damaging special. So she can be quite annoying to deal with. And then moving on to the third room, which is against Gyram. Now, Gyram has 290,000 health, and he'll attack every 3 turns for 11,000 damage. His preemptive attack will randomly swap one of your subs as your captain for 2 turns. If you get him below 50% health, he will then randomly seal or chain one of your units for 5 turns, and he doesn't do anything under 20%, so you can take your time dealing with this unit, but making sure that you don't get him below 50%, otherwise a 5-turn chain can be quite annoying to deal with. So as you can see, this is quite annoying, having to deal with 3 bosses before you reach the miniature boss on stage 4, being Bola Hancock once again. Now this time, Bola only has 1.6 million health, and she still does the same thing with a 10-turn chain, and also the 2.0 chain lock, and also gives you all negative orbs as well. So yes, Bola can be still quite difficult to deal with. She does the exact same thing that she does previously, it's just the fact that she has less health to deal with. So she can still be quite annoying to deal with. But then, once you end up beating Bola, eventually beating Bola, you'll then move on to the boss BYRNNDI. Now, something to note about BYRNNDI is that he really isn't that hard. Like, the concept of him isn't that hard. He just basically increases his damage every single turn. Now, BYRNNDI has 3.52 million health, and he'll attack on the first turn for 4,100 damage, and BYRNNDI will basically, as I said, increase his attack multiplier each turn. So it originally will, after the first turn, is a 1.25 boost, then a 1.5, 1.75, 2 times, and it keeps stacking up to a 3 times boost after the 9th turn. But if you are still surviving after that 9th turn, then that is kind of crazy, unless you are using a zombie team specifically. And also, he has a delay protector, so you cannot delay BYRNNDI at all, so that is also something to note. And if you get BYRNNDI below 30% health, he will deal 150,000 damage to your crew, so that's also something to take note of as well. So why would you want to farm BYRNNDI? BYRNNDI is honestly one of the coolest Coliseum units in the game, just because he is a 2 times type booster to shooters. So if you are lacking in your shooter squad, in your shooter department, in your character box, then this is definitely the Coliseum unit to farm, giving you a 2 times type boost for 1 turn. He also cuts your crew's health by 50%, and he does some pretty good damage to the crew, to the enemies as well. So BYRNNDI must max character. He maxes at, I believe, at about an 18-turn cooldown. Very, very good Coliseum unit. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.